Good morning, everybody. Here I'm out here again doing another video for car repair. So welcome to this. Hopefully it will help you with the issues you might be having. Well, I'm working on the Nissan today again, the Nissan Murano. Of course, this car has 200,000 miles on it, so it's been doing its job. But of course, over time, you're gonna have one of two things that I've noticed with this car. You're gonna have a problem with the camshaft or the crankshaft position sensor. Now, there are three on this car. The one that I've changed twice now. I've never made a video on it, so I think I should do that because I've seen video out there and they're not very good. That you have one in the back here. I don't know if you can see it. Turn my camera in close. When I pull it out, I will use sheet again, but it's right there. Right down there with a blue green cap, and then there is one to the front right here. You see the green cap is right under this right here. I can show you right there, and then there's one to the front under the bottom. Now that one is very hard to get to. You gotta pull out all the things on the car to get to that, but I found that the one in the back, that one back there, is the one that's always bad. I've changed it twice on this car already over, and of course I said 200,000 miles in the car. So but it's very easy to, the three things you gotta do to change this. Now, first one is, of course, you gotta remove this piece. It's very easy to pull. You, of course, you have this one screw you gotta back up. It's 8mm, so you're gonna need your little small with an 8mm ratchet on it. So 8mm to pull it, or you can use a flathead. If you know, as you see, you can use a flathead on it. So you use a flathead to adjust that. So it's basically back here, and you pull it out. Then you come to the front one and pull it off. And then, of course, you use a pliers. So standard pliers here to grip here and take this off, and you take this all out. It just comes right out. Very simple, and then you have all the access you need to get to the sensor. So what I'll do that, and then we'll catch back on the other side. All right, see here, simple, and you just pull it out. So all this comes out after you take the hose off, and I just put it back behind the transmission dipstick there to keep it in place. And you take it out, and you have all that space. So right away, I'll just put this to the side over here. And some people, they take this cover off and all that. You don't need to do that. And see right there now, you can see it. This is, oh, my camera almost dropped. Here we go. Good. So it's right there. And all it is a 10, just a 10 bolt right there to pull it apart. So I'll use a 10 bolt. And of course, this little clip, you just press. My car is hot. I don't know why I'm trying to do this while it's hot. But always make the car cool down, okay? Lesson for the move, I read from a wise. So always press that button down, and of course you just put a clip down and you just pull it right off. And so I'm gonna do that. Remember, you have your little small, you don't need anything big. I have an extension on mine. Let me see if I can show you. Yep. And then I have a 10 socket. All right, before you do any electrical, it's always good to, my battery's right here. You always disconnect the battery terminal. So of course that's a 10 too. So I'm just gonna use a 10 range to this on that. All right, so before you do any electrical connection, the connection there, just always do that. All right, so I'll pull those off and I'll show you. All right, people, we're back. Okay, so now we have removed this section here by pulling this pin off here, and then of course taking two clamps off there. Then we have access to the position sensor. And so you see right there, the whole difficulty you might have, which it shouldn't be, I normally use just a flat, just a Phillips, not a Phillips, sorry, a bird beak pliers. And what you do is right in the top, and I'm looking through the camera here, so yeah, right in the top here, there's a little thing, you press it down, and you click, and then when it clicks, then you can take off the sensor. So all you gotta do now, my engine has cooled down, and I put it off. It's a little bit messy. I'm gonna clean this up, and then of course you have access right there to the number 10. So now with your 10, you can go right in here. Now some people might want to use the extension. It's up to you. And there you go. Pretty easy to come out. Screw him off. Don't drop the screw. Or if you're like me, you can turn my hand just taking it out here. Boom. It's out. Put it aside. And then of course, let's put this tool out of my hand. Don't drop it in the car, of course. And then you can get in there and pull this camshaft up. Always best to work with two hands and see. Oh, it's all covered with oil. So what has been happening is the oil fold this thing. So it works sometimes, and sometimes it does not work. So that's where the problem is, and that's why we got a new one. Now, with a whole car, you're gonna have eye leaks here and there, and so it's one of the things that you might think about. I'm going to do some more research on this car and see. This is my little project car, so we'll continue to go with it and see if I can get 400,000 or 500,000 out of it. But you know, along the way you gotta do these little repairs. Got a couple one I need to do here. I need to work on the power steering pump and change that high pressure hose. I made my next video on this one. I think the leak is coming where the washer is right where it goes into the pump. So I'm just gonna change the washer first, see what happens, because it's a beast to get behind there too. Of course, and screw that connection that holds the pressure hose up on top before it goes down to the rack. So that's another story for another day. Let's stick with this one. But here it is. This is the camshaft position sensor. I just went to get a little plug for O'Reilly's. I went to O'Reilly's and got one, but normally I should have been a little bit smarter, because you go online. I bought the one I changed last time. That's the box there. I just saw that for reference when I went to the store. But I go to import direct. It's a little bit more expensive. You can get all three of these sensors online now off the market for maybe less than what it would cost to buy one of these. So I was kind of, you know, with this, because somebody was going to the store. I was working on another car trying to get a brake job done. I said, you know what, since you're going there, grab this for me. And I never even made a second thought. The fact that, hey, let's be smart here. And so I'm gonna clean this out a little bit. That's what I'm doing. I don't know if you can see with my camera there, but once we're cleaning out the hole where this sensor goes into, clean that off. Okay, clean it up pretty good. I'm also gonna clean up this this connection. Again, God gave us two hands, so it's kinda, need to realize how the next hand is important. Yeah, of course, I try to be ambidextrous too. I try to use both my hands. But I'm gonna clean this up, put a little bit of thing there in there, electric grease, just kind of keep those ends going, and then I'll reconnect it. So you see, I'll show you when I put it. So I'll clean this up and go from there. All right, so here we go. All right, so we'll just pull this out of the box. So let me see if I can do this with one hand here. Oh yeah. This job is not a very hard one. Again, simple. Pull the clamp and pull off this clip here, pull it back, and then of course, you know, I guess the biggest thing I see you having difficulty is pushing this little thing back to the clicks, because what it does, it goes and expand, push this out, and then you can disconnect the tab. So you're just gonna push it down on that. You can see what I'm saying, yeah, because I'm looking at it and trying to video, and just push that tab down. This tab in the top, you pull it, push it down to break it apart. All right, so here it is. If you look, they are similar right there. Okay, there it is, connection right there.
And right now with this car, it wasn't that bad in this instance because it was only stopping maybe every 2 days. So you're putting it back in this hole. There's a hole right there. You slip it back right in there. Sometimes some people will tell you to, because this washer here, you can put a little oil on it to get a little grease, to grease it, you know. This washer here, this seal, put a little oil on it to get it grease so it shouldn't go in pretty easily. It sits in that slot there. So let me pause the video and do that because I can't do that with one on. All right, here it is, the electric grease. I'm going to use that in the slot there, and of course on the outside. So here we go. We're going to put this in here again. If you can look, there's a slot right there. There's a hole right there, and that goes right in there. And bam, it's in like everything. It's click, good. And now we come with our screw. It goes right in there. You can see it goes in the slot, and you screw it in. So, and tighten it all the way so you don't cross through anything. Then you get your 10, of course, and you just tighten them up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. El perfecto, 7. Okay. All right. Good. Of course, I said I was going to put a little grease in there. Hard to put it in with my hands. And if you can see, just put a little grease in there. Okay, for the connection. And then you just slide them on. So there we go. We have a connection right here. Goes onto the top and slide in. And of course, it goes in and it's on right like Ariel Flynn. It's no coming off. Good. All right, so we're gonna put this puppy back together. Again, you grab your connection here. And let's grab this. Again, it goes right in here. So all you do is fit that right on there. And, so what you do, this side is more flexible. So go in like that. All right, go down. Bear with me there. If you can see, I'm trying to use one hand to do this, which is not the best idea. So I'm gonna release my other hand and finish putting that in. All right, so yeah, I got them in. You need 2 hands, so you basically put this side on. This side can be compressed, so I press it all in and then come back with this side. And so you just tighten up your 2 here, and of course this hose goes right back on the front side here. And so we're gonna just put this back on here, clamp it up together, and we're done. And I'll give you a start. Again, as I said, that normally takes care of it. Again, if you so inclined, you can go to, I mean, as I said, I got this at O'Reilly's. They have a nice little diagnostic tool there to see if you have a problem. If it's, you know, if symptoms are similar, you most likely will have that. If you come to a stop and you can talk, you can't cut off and can start. Most times when you slow or come to a stop, or slow down, it will cut off. And if you see you start having that, that's one of the major problems. It should show a code, and so you can go to O'Reilly's or whatever and diagnose that. If you have the time, change all 3 of them. I'm just going to change the back one for them because that's the one that always goes. I don't know why, but you have also a front one right here. That one is a little curve, is a little angle, so the angle, and it goes into, you know, the difference. And then there's one down the bottom, but it's a heck to get to. If that one doesn't go bad, don't change it. I mean, because it's so hard to get to. You gotta pull out all the sheathing on the bottom of the car, and then get into an acute angle there. There's a bracket in front of it, so
If I'm changing, if I have to change at any point, of course I will make it easy for you guys to show you what to do. Okay, so I'm gonna just put this, get the clamp this back together, tighten up the clamps, and we're good to go. So hopefully this was helpful. You have a great day. God bless.